Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's just getting started.
Union.
I like Canora. It's a good name.
Nora.
Let's go!
Sing Sing. What do all these films have in common? They're either on mine, Eddy's, or both of our top 10 lists.
Hi, I'm William George Lewis, writer, director, producer.
Hello, I'm Eddy Frumkin. I have written for places such as IndieWire, Daily Beast, Bomb, Brooklyn Rail, and many others. And so excited to share our top 10 films of the year, Will.
I'm excited as well. So we'll begin with your first.
My number 7 film is Mountains from Monica Sorrell. It's her debut feature. Some people have compared it to Osman Bean's filmmaking or James Baldwin novelistic writing, as the film follows the demolition worker Xavier's conundrum whether to serve his community in Little Haiti or for his employer demolishing his houses.
Tudo vai estar mais feio. Eu vou comer isso, mas é mais feio. Anfantiv, and some shit.
As in Mountains, when we see stories that deal with subject matter like gentrification and forced displacement, we will see more of the traumatic side. But for Sorrell and co-writer Robert Colomb, they locate the warmth, tenderness, and a good sense of humor in the characters that they show in Mountains.
So unfortunately, I have not seen or had even heard of this film before you just mentioned it. What's very intriguing for me and what piques my interest is I was actually born in Miami, Florida. So my parents are from Puerto Rico. So I know there's a lot of Caribbean community out in Miami. Still have a lot of family in Southern Florida and in Puerto Rico as well. So yeah, that looks like something that I would totally love to see. We'll head into my number 9 film, which is one that you've definitely seen. I fear that a lot of people are overlooking this film. It took me a minute to see it myself, but when I walked in to Sing Sing without knowing anything, I was really pleasantly surprised by the end.
This is a clemency hearing for your conviction, 25 to life. Since you've been in custody, you've been involved in a theater program.
Gentlemen, let's go.
It's been a program that was established to help people get more in touch with their feelings and truly get some rehabilitation.
I am Gladiator Goliath. I am Spartacus.
I'm Prince Hamlet of Denmark.
And it's turned into something of, I don't know, wonderful.
What part do you play?
From time to time I do act, like we all do.
So are you acting at all during this interview?
I got to interview the breakthrough Clarence Macklin for the Daily Beast Obsessed, along with the actor who plays Mike, John San Jose, and the real-life inspirations for Sing Sing, Brand Buell, played wonderfully on screen by Paul Raci, and the John Divine G. Whitfield, magnificently illuminated by Coleman Domingo.
When I was mentioning at the beginning, what I was pleasantly surprised at the end by was I had no idea that the actors were actually playing themselves. It's just a wonderful portrait of the opposite of toxic masculinity, something that we totally need to see nowadays, especially now in Trump America.
I think it's a great segue to my number 6 film of the year because it does deals with like judging certain perceptions of the incarcerated and the voiceless. And with my number 6 film, Union, that goes to the working class with the ALU president, Chris Malls, where Union, a self-distributed documentary from Brett Story of the Haas August and Stephen Ming of Crime Punishment, they look into the worker struggle that comes to unionizing at Amazon via the efforts of the Amazon Labor Union.
I happen to be a current Amazon worker at JFK 8. The pay and the work conditions are totally a nightmare.
They expect you to do 200, then after that they want you to do another 3, and then they want you to do another 4. They think that we're fucking robots.
I haven't seen this film either, so I feel terrible. How do I call myself Will IMDb? And I haven't even seen both of your choices, your first 2 choices. But one thing that does really intrigue me about this film as well is that I work at a movie theater here in Lower Manhattan, and last year we unionized. But because of lawyers and contracts and bargaining, nothing has happened after our election that had happened over a year ago to unionize.
Right now, Amazon is on their high horse, and we want to punch them in the face.
We should just go in, occupy that training room, and don't even let them hold the meetings.
Can we talk outside? Hey, you know that's illegal, right? You're not supposed to be doing that.
I'm about to give up.
This is the long haul, right? This is the marathon.
This is our shot to make things better.
2 minutes, you can be arrested. For what?
Huge. You know, the eyes of the world are looking at you right now.
With Union, you could clearly tell that this was a collaborative film and that many people on it had different says and also had many arguments over like how it'll play out, especially the ending, because like the ending I know some people will not appreciate, and it's disappointing that many distributors will not pick up this film because they worry that it will alter their relationship with Amazon.
Well, thank you. So we'll get into my number 6 film of the year. Written, directed by Annie Baker, 3 people inhabit the lives of an 11-year-old girl and her mother over the course of the summer of 1991 in rural western Massachusetts. There's a great confidence within the silence of this film, but it also has impeccable sound design. Janet Planet is a foreign film in the English language.
Can I hold your hand?
It's kind of hard for me to fall asleep when we're holding hands.
How about for a minute? You know what's funny?
What?
Every moment of my life is hell.
You actually seem very happy to me a lot of the time.
It's hell. I don't think it'll last, though.
I'm actually pretty unhappy, too.
When I left the theater, I was like, I need to have a mom like Julianne Nicholson in that movie, and thinking about the wonders, the magicalness that comes with childhood, but also the incongruity of the truth and the seriousness that's not all fun and games. I don't know how close Annie Baker is with actual children, but it definitely felt like how I was when I was a teenager and slightly younger in my pre-tween days. So I was like riveting, moved, and even crying a little bit when I saw it.
Like you, first saw Janet Planet. I was at an Alice Tully Hall screening at New York Film Festival in 2023. So that was my first viewing of it, and then really loving it then. But then when I revisited at BAM last July, just loving it even more, just being so moved that I couldn't even get out of my seat, even when I knew what was gonna happen, even when I had already seen the film. It took her almost a year to find the lead. She was super particular about finding the right girl. Zoe Ziegler is the lead, who gives an incredible performance. Julianne Nicholson as the mother.
Sofia Canedo as the mom's friend, and Will Patton, I think.
Yeah, and then also Elias Koteas.
Oh yeah.
Were the three that come into their lives. So can't speak highly enough of Janet Planet, and can't wait to see more from Annie Baker.
Yeah, can't wait for it too. And I want to also discuss my number 3 film on the list, Free Time, a movie that most people will not be familiar with. Like, it's a debut feature film from Ryan Martin Brown, who's involved in some of the comedy spaces in town, and an editor on stuff like Rap World. He assistant edited that, and Rent Fair. As the film follows the the quitty Drew quitting his job they had for several years that didn't appreciate it, but now he really needs a job and is influenced from like the decisions made from the people who like exile him from their communities, whether that's like his former workplace or the boy band that he's a part of, as well as like other ordinary people that drive him to be a little bit of anti-capitalist, but it's a subject matter he has no taste with and no real connection, coming from more privileged stands and him being so nervous on which side to take and worry about the backlash he gets.
I'd like to put in my 2 weeks.
I'm not sure I understand.
I quit.
Drew, this is the busiest time of the year for us.
Oh, this is one of the most important times of my life. This is my 20s. I should be out there having experiences and, focusing on my sex life.
Drew.
Today was my last day.
Huh? I thought you liked your job.
What? No.
Oh.
My last day, my boss didn't even say bye to me.
You're joking.
Not joking,
That
unfortunately. I think this is good for me. I think I'm gonna go out and live life.
Quit my job today.
Congratulations. That's great.
Live life to the fullest.
Finally, a movie I've seen. Not only have I seen this movie, I was actually in the audience. We were at the same screening. I'm a huge fan of anti-capitalist comedies and Down with the Workplace. So yeah, I really love this. I love what Fifth Floor Pictures is doing. They're a film collective that went to Florida State University.
Yeah, like Ryan Martin Brown is part of that, as well as producer Paul Gonzalez, and I believe editor Byron Moy is.
I've been engaged.
Hey, buddy.
7 different times.
Third time this week you watched this movie.
I thought I'd come down to
Yeah?
Okay, is it a problem?
Are you watching with the commentary on?
Wow, 70-minute features. I know the homie is 67 minutes, but like, how many there are great movies that are less than 80 minutes?
No, definitely, and I have a feeling that there might be some more on our list later. But this is a nice segue into my number 4 movie of the year. Winner of this year's Golden Palm, Sean Baker is a master in complete control of his craft. A Brooklyn sex worker, Annie, links up with the son of a Russian oligarch for a roller coaster of a week. Honora is my favorite American film of the year.
Yo, did you pick up milk?
Do you see milk in the fridge?
No.
Then I didn't pick up the fucking milk.
Wonderful, thank you.
Hi, I'm Annie. You don't have cash? Let's go to the ATM. We would go chill out in a private room.
I got a kid who wants someone who speaks Russian.
My Russian is terrible. I can't even roll my R's.
No.
Я просто хотел тебе предложить. Ты хочешь быть эксклюзивно со мной?
15. Cash up front.
Deal.
Deal.
This is Nora from Sean Baker. This is not one of my favorite movies of the year. I'm sorry, Will. I wish that we were going in the same boat, but like once you see something that we see each other, but like now we have different tastes in the same year.
What about Nora didn't you like?
I did not like if we're trying to find empathy or if this is like exploitive of Annie's situation. I would not laugh when a man like commits violence towards like someone who's not a man, and like it was very hard to know if it was like humanizing, exploitive. Sean has done so many films about sex work where like I did not know if I found anything new with this, but despite the performances, I do not have Nora like in the great place in my heart. Like it's not something that I'll like shout all day. Like laughing at Nora is like laughing during a David Lynch movie.
No, I agree. You have very valid criticisms. I've not always been the biggest fan of Sean Baker's work because of what he's been trying to say and him and sometimes feeling more exploitative than being empathetic towards the subject figures that he chooses to highlight within his films. But for me, I really felt captivated by this one and the New York hustle of a gig economy worker just trying to survive her daily life. And the ups and downs of what it's like to live in New York. Mikey Madison gives one of the greatest performances of the year.
Yeah, I had her winning for Gotham.
She definitely deserves everything that comes her way. I think she's a remarkable talent. That's what really resonated with me. Like I said, I feel like your criticisms are very valid.
True, but at the same time though, like, do not take my word of advice for Nora and really listen to a lot of like women, gender expansive like critics who really know what it's like to live as a woman. Well, since you shared your favorite American film, I'm going to share my #1 movie of the year, which is also an American film. And some people may not call it a film, but for me it is because I saw it at BAM in August 2024, and that is Connor O'Malley's and Danny Shawar's Rap World. Yeah, Connor O'Malley, along with his friends Jack Bensinger, also the film's editor, and Eric Rahill, play 3 suburbanites in Nowhere, Pennsylvania on January 2009, like a week before Obama gets inaugurated, where they attempt to pursue an American dream, committing to recording an album or being unfaithful in their ambitions by spending time in the parking lots, in cars, going to parties they're not invited to, and last minute run-ins with different people in their lives. It does also have many overlaps with Free Time because Martin Brown's an assistant editor on this one. There's also Jeremy Rajette in this one. And there's also many appearances from actor Rudy McAllister, SNL Sarah Sherman, Edie Maka playing Connor's on-screen sister, and it just goes ballistic.
So thank God I've seen this one as well. Who doesn't like a tight 55-minute feature film? I've actually watched it multiple times because you can watch it on YouTube.
What I really love about Rap World is that it's such like a John Wilson or even like a Nelson Sullivan or Kuchar brother movie being made in the suburbs instead of like city life.
What's your favorite Rap World song?
There's only one song, so they definitely procrastinated, but I feel like it's about the journey of being with friends.
I thought it was a clever use of the Chekhov gun, and who can't relate to theater workers that aspire for greatness as an artist. So
True.
yes, I definitely really enjoyed Rap World. So yeah, let's now to bring you to a downer, on to my number one. You know, I remember when I saw Green Border at Film Forum this past July. I was in fight or flight mode for the entire 152 minutes. After the film ended, I immediately bawled.
من بيلاروسيا على بولونيا ومن هنيك بوشنا لعند عمكم بالسويد.
رح يوصلكم على أحسن معبر حدودي ولا تنسوا الشاب وصلته إجرته كلها.
شو هاد؟
To nie jest propaganda, to jest realne zagrożenie. To nie są ludzie, to są żywe pociski.
Stać na końca!
Muszą gdzieś dochodzić do siebie, w bezpiecznym miejscu. Masz na myśli uchodźców? Osoby uchodźcze?
Jeżeli chcesz iść na interwencję, to musisz zaakceptować zasady. Dajemy żywność, wodę, leki i nie wchodzimy do strefy stanu wyjątkowego, okej?
This is such a film that you definitely have it locked into your mind, and you can't forget all the violent and the survival imagery that the people that are trying to get across the Belarus. My only frame of reference previously before seeing Green Border at last year's New York Film Festival's press screening was seeing her episodes of The Wire that she directed. But you could definitely tell that this has some realist imagery that comes from The Wire into the Belarus crisis, and you're just scared, being up in your seat, when the refugees are trying to get in, and you worry about whenever they see the security or meet other people. But Holland does a great job at honing in the life or death stakes that these in the Belarus crisis. Has some, it's a fiction film with actors where it could be a docu-fiction film sometimes, but I'm glad it didn't necessarily go to the reenactment thing that Peter Watkins would do, but more of just simple yet thrilling take on the crisis and putting that from news to the script to the screen.
Definitely. I mean, and she covers every angle. It's not just focused on one side. It's critical of every side. And what I love about movies is the way it makes me feel. So when I was watching it, I just knew my body was in shock. I knew that I was watching something that made me feel something different, and that's why I love movies. So it wasn't an ounce of fat, even though it was probably one of the longer films on my list, not the longest. But like I said, it felt like every minute was necessary. It told the story it needed to tell. It went in, it got out. But then she added that epilogue at the end that she didn't need to, and that was like a mic drop for me.
My number 10 film of 2024 is Exerg on Documenta 14. Dimitris Arthurides is possibly one of the few people to ever make a 14-hour documentary addictive and fun to watch. Number 9, do not expect too much from the end of the world. With his latest satire, Do Not Expect, Radu Judah makes the case that an essay film isn't solely of past media, but can also include scripted scenes as a form of criticism. Number 8, All We Imagine Is Light from Palakipadia. Though gentrification and protests against the right-wing Bharatiya Janata Party are on the periphery for three nurses, these events affect their search for hope. Supplementing Granabir Das's luminous cinematography, Love is Political in Paya Kapadia's complete narrative feature debut. Number 7 is Mountains, directed by Monica Sorrell and co-written by Sorrell and Robert Colom. Number 6, Union, directed by Brett Story and Stephen Mang, produced by Mars Verone and Samantha Curley. Number 5, Nickel Boys, directed by Ramel Ross and co-written by Ross and Jocelyn Barnes. Ross, Barnes, and cinematographer Jomo Frey reimagine subjectivity in the lives of Ella Curtis and Jack Turner and confront the casual racism they endure in Ross's narrative debut, Nickel Boys. Number 4, Sing Sing, written by Clint Bentley and Greg Kudar, directed by Kudar. Number 3, Free Time, directed by Ryan Martin Brown and written by him as well. Number 2, No Other Land, directed by Yuval Abraham, Bassel Adra, Hamdan Balal, and Raquel Zor. They refused money from Israeli organizations and edited in Adra's village in Masfir Yatta. Their efforts reflect the effects of Western legislative and judicial bodies system neglecting Palestinians and the call for action to cease the genocide in Palestine. The self-reflexive film from Adra's point of view evokes the slogan, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Number 1, Rap World, directed by Connor Malley and Danny Shawar, and written by O'Malley, Jack Bensinger, Edgar Hill, and Danny Shawar.
My number 10 is A Traveler's Needs. I've never seen a film that was purposely scored by terribly played music diegetically, but writer, director, producer, cinematographer, composer, editor Hong Sang-soo pulls it off with his 31st feature film. Number 9, Sing Sing, directed by Greg Queter. Number 8, director Luca Guadagnino's Challengers effectively tells a story going back and forth between past and present. The last 2 Best Picture Oscar winners did that as well. Number 7, the makeup of The Substance is sick. We definitely need more films that contain buckets of blood used in our lives. Number 6, Janet Planet, written and directed by Annie Baker. My number 5, Exerg on Documentary 14, filmmaker Demetrius Arthuritis documents From Soup to Nuts, a large art exhibition that takes place in Kassel, Germany every 5 years. Number 4, Sean Baker's Honora. Number 3, No Other Land. It's simultaneously bullshit and punk rock that this film has no distributor. Number 2, Made in Secret by Iranian filmmaker Mohammad Razalov. The Seed of the Sacred Fig is the most horrifying PG-13 film I've ever seen. It also contains my favorite shot of the year. And my number 1, Agnieszka Holland's Green Border. So Eddie, we had 3 overlapping films, so...
I know, like The Docs, Exerg, and No Other Land, and the Sing Sing. Like, I believe that like the list that we always shared in those 3 are like a shared expression for the injustices in our world and the need to find a solution to like liberate ourselves.
That's a good note to end on. So
goodbye, everyone. It was great to like see you at the movies or for you to hear me at them. You can find me on Instagram at Eddy Frumpkin with a P between the M and the K. My Twitter is _Frump_ and Letterbox the Frump.
And I am William George Lewis. You can find me at Twitter and Letterbox under the handle Will_IMDb. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok with my handle of William George Lewis. So thank you so much. This has been Will IMDb and the Frump at the Filmmakers Co-op. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a happy holidays, y'all.
Appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next year.
So hello and thank you for the honor of including Exerc in your best films list. I feel very happy, like I have been awarded the Golden Eddy Award, nominated, and it's with great joy that we received the news here. But apart from that, there is not much to be happy about this day. This film started in 2015, 10 years ago, and at that time there was still hope that art or cinema or collective voices could possibly change or alter the course of things and change the world. And that is also in a way the main question of the film. Now the question is now if it is still possible even to keep this hope alive, to have this belief today. So thank you, and I wish you a very good year, and let's hope.
Eddy, how are you? I'm sorry I didn't see you there. Hey you guys, thank you so much for including us on your top 10 list. I remember meeting you, Eddy, at the theatrical premiere of Mountains at the BAM, and I'm just really honored that it left a lasting impression on you. This is such a small film, from the heart, micro budget, super indie, super local, and I'm really happy that people from around the world are connecting to it, including you guys. So thank you from Miami, and I hope you guys are having fun. Enjoy.
Hi Eddy and everyone, this is Brett from Union. We're so thrilled, we're so happy that you put our film on your top 10 list of this year. It's been an amazing journey, and I think about that interview you did with us right at the beginning at Sundance a year ago as just the start of it all. So thanks so much for putting us on your top 10. It's a huge honor. Wish I could be there. Thanks again.
From here to there,
fantabulous
things are everywhere.
Thank you so much
Just
for
look at that
this
red and
honor.
white hat. I'm sure it belongs to that
I'm sorry
black
we
and white
couldn't
cat.
be there. We're currently on
And
the
look out below.
Dr.
It's
Seuss
that
trolley
new
ride at Universal
zoo.
Studios
Oh, what this zoo
Orlando.
must be
Otherwise
like.
we would be
It's
there.
the most wonderful zoo on
But
the
it means
face
a lot,
of
and
the earth.
thank you. And I have our producer here with me.
Hey, I like green eggs and ham.
Thank you
so
much.
I like
This
them,
is such
Sam.
an honor.
Thank you so much, Eddy Frumpkin, for honoring us with Best Movie of the Year as Rap World, which is an amazing film.
Thank you. Thank you, Eddy. We appreciate it. We appreciate what you've done for us, and we won't forget it.
Anything else, Nate?
Just want to reiterate what everyone else said. Thank you so much for that amazing voting.
We feel so safe right now.
Goodbye, everyone.